Hi, this is Jason Major from the Biblical Cinematic Universe, and today I'm reviewing My Son, My Savior from 2015, directed by Steve Boetticher, and starring Karina Crady as Mary, and Bruce Marchiano as Jesus. Now, this movie was from 2015. Bruce Marchiano is most famous for being in the 1990s visual Bible film, The Gospel of Matthew, which was word-for-word adaptation. But he went on to do several Jesus movies of different kinds, and then also played Jesus in modern day in some films. And so he's probably, this is 20 years after The Gospel of Matthew, and he's playing Jesus in this film. And this film is only about 55 minutes long, so it's less than an hour. And it covers from the nativity story to the 12 years of Jesus at 12 years old, and then the baptism of Jesus, and then the life of Jesus, death, and resurrection of Jesus. And so, first, let's talk about the good in this film. Bruce Marchiano was great. I actually think that because this film is the greatest hits of Jesus, and he has a chance in the small scenes that he does have to sort of bring nuance to his role that he, before he was like the man of joy, and I loved his book in the Footsteps of Jesus. He wrote a book on his experiences playing Jesus. He did a great job in the Gospel of Matthew films, but this one he has a little bit more nuance in his presentation. Like, for example, the Garden of Gethsemane, the Last Supper, the death of Jesus. So that's cool. The beginning of the film starts with the nativity. The Gabriel is probably like church group actor. It'd be like if Bruce Marchiano was going to come to your church, your mega church, and say Bruce Marchiano is going to play Jesus, but everyone else is an amateur actor, and that amateur actor is playing Gabriel. He's just a guy in a white robe. He's one of the kind of the most plain Gabriels that I've ever seen. It's kind of funny and off-putting to me a little bit. It's hilarious. The voiceover narration doesn't work for me as well in some scenes, but for example, they do show Mary meeting Elizabeth. That's a cool scene. She says oh, how do you know? That's cool. When Mary goes back to speak to Joseph, it's very important because it's from the Bible. It actually says it's only been 3 months since she, been with Elizabeth, and therefore she's only 3 months pregnant, so she's not super pregnant like in a lot of films. That's resolved, of course, through Joseph having a dream still. Then King Herod is not really a figure in this movie, nor is the wise men or shepherd. They're kind of only shortly you see the shepherds very quickly in this film. You do see Simeon and Anna. Then you get to 12-year-old Jesus in the temple, and then you get into the baptism of Jesus by a guy who basically belongs from the 70s and 60s, the hippie movement, in my opinion. He's great as John the Baptist, but he's not the John the Baptist of fire and brimstone. He's the John the Baptist of the peace generation, man. I liked his presentation of John the Baptist. It was kind of fun. And then you get into the life of Christ and really quick scenes of the life of Christ. For example, you get to the water turning into wine, and then you get snippets of the life of Christ. And then, so the disciples are back. They're only Peter really is, and Judas get really any real true screen time in this movie. And then, I have to mention this, once it gets to the Last Supper, all of a sudden, he's like, I'm like the Passion of Christ, and I'm going to recreate the Passion of Christ as best I can. So, the scene in the Garden of Gethsemane, the lighting and the acting is very much like the Passion of Christ, except in English, of course, to the point where it's here's the I'll pretend this is the torch, the guy's coming up with the torch, and then I'm going to come after you at the torch, after you, Jesus. That was kind of fun to see that, kind of recreate it, and then the crucifixion is very quick, but this is the bloodiest that Bruce Marchiano probably has ever been, because and he probably was thinking, I remember it was only a couple hours in that makeup chair before, and this seems to be 3 times as long for a scene that's only like less than 5 minutes in the film. So that was kind of funny. The one thing that is a criticism of this film is that the glue of the actor playing Mary and the actor playing Jesus, they should have had more scenes that interlock together, because they're kind of in the same scene, but they're not like dialoguing and interacting with each other as much as they could have been, I think. So, like, for example, when Mary says, when the Bible story of who is my mother and who are my brothers and who are my sisters, you know what I mean? That's a Bible story, yes. But, like, Jesus just says that, and then he doesn't go out, like, as opposed to another Mary film, he doesn't go out and, like, see Mary afterwards and give her a hug or anything. That's it. And so, I would give this film a 5 out of 10. It is great as an episode of the Bible, Biblical Cinematic Universe. If you like The Chosen, it is not the same as The Chosen. It's not in the same timeline, but it is kind of like, it is fast-paced, so it could have taken what paint by numbers approach to the Bible and done it over 2 hours, but it's going through it very lightly over 55 minutes. I think there are scenes from this movie that you could take and use as a church resource, which would be really cool, especially the ones with Bruce Marchiano and the Last Supper, and also even the Nativity story. So if you want a fast 1 hour Jesus movie that you want to watch it, you've never seen this before, and you like Bruce Marchiano from his previous performance as Jesus, I highly recommend it. But I'm going to say that for some people, this is going to be more closer to a 5 out of 10. And that for other people, it's going to be a higher number, like 6 or 7, or even 8, depending on how much you love Bruce Marchiano and the performances in the movie. So that's my review. So I recommend watching a trailer and enjoying it as part of the Biblical Cinematic Universe. Thanks for watching.